How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Monday live stream. My name is Guillaume. If you don't know me, if it's your first time here, welcome to this stream where we talk about pretty much anything that has to do with live sound. Hold on, give me a second. My prompter decided to go notification on me. I don't want to see notification. I'm doing a live stream. Come on. Today on the menu, coffee on console, as always. Let me hear you guys in the chat. Just want to make sure that this is working because I'm rocking a new setup today. If you guys following from the previous stream that I did, my computer crapped the bed, so I had to get a new one. I just pulled the trigger on a new Mac Studio. Yes! Got the new Mac Studio. I cannot... Hold on. I don't know if you're a computer geek, but my guess is if you're watching this channel, it's not your first interest, but you kind of know what it is. I've been rocking for a while a Intel 11900K with a 6900 XT from AMD. I was running that on Mac OS. There's a way to do it if you guys are into Hackintosh and stuff like that. And it's not an old setup by any mean. It's not vintage stuff at all. Like, I'm two or three generation behind for processor, stuff like that. So it was fast. But the new Mac Studio, the M2 Mac Studio with the Ultra chip in it, I took the basic Ultra chip, 64 gigs of RAM, a terabyte of drive. Don't really need a drive. This is why I have a server with like big terabytes and terabytes of storage in that server, and I'm just putting everything on the server. But man, I start to do, just for fun, some benchmark and some video rendering, and this thing is crazy. When you're doing your Cinebench, you see the score on the top, and you say, okay, I'll be in the middle. My computer scores second. I'm surprised. I'm speechless by how much power you have in there. M1 Max, MacBook Pro. This is great. I was thinking about going to the Max stuff, but I think the video encoder included with the Mac Studio in the Ultra form, it's gonna give me a little push when it comes to video editing, because it's been my struggle for the last years doing video editing, and I went all out and tried to get myself the best possible computer for that. It's a company expense, so it's not coming out of my pocket, it's coming out of the company, because my company is also helping me doing these video. Being a freelance sound engineer, this is part of my job. I get a little income out of YouTube, so I can put some expenses on that. Anyway, I'll leave that to the accountant. In all seriousness, this computer is crazy. It's crazy good. I've been rocking a new setup at home where I have a server in another room that I'm not really using. Talked about that last week. But now it's my first stream with that computer. I turned it on yesterday, basically. So if things go south, let me know. If it's buggy, if it's choppy, let me know. Some people had problem with sound when it comes to the Mac M1 Mac processor, the M1 M2 processor. So far, so good. I've done some tests myself, and it's been not bad. Not bad at all. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Let me know during the stream. And today on the menu, and my Hackintosh, what's happening with my Hackintosh? It's being recycled into a gaming PC. Because I'm going to keep that as a gaming PC. The DAC and the Apple Silicon computer are much better too. Okay, I'm not using them. I'm using my sound interface or the Wing or other stuff like that. But basically, I'm getting the best of both worlds. We have a crazy good gaming computer and a crazy good working computer with the studio, and I'm also running a server. And I'm at the point where I'm wondering if I have a problem or not. Okay. Bonjour, Patrick. Bonjour, Fred. I'm gonna say hi to everyone. What's up, Charlie? Robert. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Who else is in the chat? Tom. What's up, Tom? M3 Mac Mini? Actually, between you and me, I was thinking waiting for the M3 Ultra, and maybe if you guys following what's happening with the Apple camp, they are working on a Extreme chip. From what I believe, it will be 4 M3 Max put together, like they're basically doing with the Ultra. The Ultra is just 2 Max chips together, and they are trying to make work a 4 chip together version. I don't know if it's going to see the light of day or not. So far, they have a lot of not working that good chips, so I think they put that away. But maybe in the future they will do something with the Extreme chip. But I was waiting for those computers to come out. Let's go okay, let's go all out. Let's go falling money on that. But actually, just the Ultra is overkill for 99.9% of the people. Seriously. Even for myself. Like, it's the first time that I'm getting a computer and I'm like, maybe I should send it back and get something like more mild. It's seriously over the top for what I'm doing. And I'm doing video editing, not full-time. If I was a full-time editor, I think I would stick with the Mac Studio just because it's overkill, then it's going to save me time. But today is the first time that I'm doing some stuff with it. I need to shoot video today. I have an obligation. I need to do the in-ear video and have a sponsor for upcoming video. So I expect a couple things happening soon and to be released on the channel. I want to do a with part 2 video where I skipped over a couple things. Let me give you guys an idea of where I want to go with that, and maybe you can give me your input. When I talk about width, I forget one thing. Let's be honest. I forgot to talk about. Hold on, do it here. Forgot to talk about the pan from left to right with the width here. Let me put that on a post fader, so it's gonna be hearable for you. But when I talk about the width, I talk about the width doing like this, like basically backward, and I didn't talk about doing basically pan with the width, but it's pan. Where I want to go with a video part 2 is for monitoring. I don't know if you guys ever have the pleasure to do monitor with your wing and dealing with stereo source. If you're doing floor wedges and dealing with stereo source, in some occasion you want to choose, you don't want to send out basically mono stuff, because most of the time monitor is going to be mono. You don't have the luxury to get a pair of monitor and run that as a stereo wedge. And in some application, like people that play pianos, you don't want to do a mono sum of these 2 source, like a piano mic'd up or a stereo keyboard. So I want to touch on that. I want to touch on width when it comes to monitoring, basically. And what's happening, the reason why I want to do this, and do I have a stereo source that I can show you? It doesn't really matter, but you guys gotta get the idea. If you take a channel, let's say my talkback channel, you go in the bottom here, you have on your channel, hold on, I'm gonna turn that off, and let's go with bus 2. If you have a stereo source, this is not a stereo source, but let's say that it is. If you want to choose between the microphone that you are yeah, you usually want to send the keyboard in stereo, but if you have a floor monitor for a piano or something like that, you want to choose which of the microphone that you're sending into the monitor. Or if it's a keyboard, most of the time, you want to send in a mono situation the right side of the keyboard, because the left side usually has all, the low end information, and you maybe don't want to send it all the way, but you don't want to do a mono sum. Sometimes it can create some phasing issues and stuff like that. So to avoid that, what you could do is use the width, put it to 0, or maybe not if you want to keep a little bit of the other microphone, and you want to choose where you want to send it. So let's say that you want to send into bus 2 left, you would do this, and the amount that you're going to play with the width is going to tell you how much of that, how much of the microphone that you're going to send into that bus. You can choose basically you can basically choose which microphone you want to choose. So if you're doing something like this, it's going to be, actually no, let me rephrase that. If you're doing something like this, you're going to send the left. If you're doing something like this, you're going to send the right mic into the left of that bus. And this is one I want to first experiment myself with, because it's been a request many times when I'm doing monitor. Can I just get, the brighter microphone or the higher microphone? So you probably want to be able to choose between that with your stereo source. So this is what's going to be happening with video 2. I have the same sponsor for that video as the previous one, and they were really happy with the previous sponsorship inclusion that I did. So let's see if I can have a contract with these guys and see what's going on. So would it be the same for TalkBack? What do you mean for TalkBack? Because for TalkBack, it's going to be pretty much a mono source, so you probably don't need to do anything with width. Maybe if you have backing track or stereo source, or basically any stereo source, you probably want to play around with that in some way, choosing which of the left or right you want to choose. So I need to demystify that for myself too, because I know the result that I want to have. I just need to really figure out all that stuff out. Because let's be honest, guys, I'm flying by the seats of my pants sometimes here. I know how to do sound, but the wing is so much of a new thing that give you so many new options that sometimes I get things wrong, and I need to verify them for myself. And why not doing the video at the same time? Okay, backing track and cues. Yes, those will be monoline. If you are doing a playback from a computer, you probably going to have multiple channels coming from that computer, and it's not going to be only your backing track in stereo. Well, actually, your backing track would be in stereo in most situations, but if you have a click track or a cues, those will be monoline. And monoline, you don't really need to have them panned out or choose the source from, because it's a mono line. There's only one line of information, so this is what you want to send into monitor or stuff like that. How's it going, man? Welcome back. Did I miss anybody? Did not say hi to someone? Now it's time for you to say hi in the chat. We're back. We're back, baby. We're doing this again. I'm back doing more and more video. I want to crank up the channel. This is a personal goal for me to just move on and expand on what's going on here. I want to be back at YouTube. I want to do some more. I'm cutting down on live shows, and for real this time. I've said no to clients. I'm cutting back on offer. People send me stuff that is too demanding for myself. I just do that. Can we talk about some feature requests? Sure. There's probably one or two persons watching that can first tell you if it's a good idea, give you their opinion, because I believe the community here has some really good opinion on what should and should not make it to the console. Sometimes stuff is confusing, or it's already there and you don't know. But sometimes other ID could be more than welcome. Ivan, did I say I? Ivan, welcome. I probably forget you. Sorry, man. You've been around for so many years. It's crazy when you think about it, right? I've been doing this for 3 years. And you guys are still showing up. Welcome. Always a pleasure to have you around. So today, like I was saying, on the menu, no topics. We're taking requests from the chat. We are talking about some stuff. We are experimenting. This is the live stream if you want to talk about anything. And I don't know if I say it or I just thought about it when I get my stuff ready, because sometimes, it's hard to remember if I just said it to you guys or not. But next week, and I probably didn't say it, next week, I'm going to take the wing. I'm going to put it in this case. I'm going to put it aside. It will be a nice place for me to rest my coffee on. And I'm getting the Pro One out. I have 2 in my living room right now, with a pair of the L231. Go figure out. And I'm not going to bring out the 231 yet, but I want to bring out the Pro One. I want to experiment about it. I want to clarify some stuff about it, because there's a lot of people, and it's still a common misconception. A lot of people think that those consoles are really hard. They are not fun to play with. They are a nightmare to do some stuff on it. And let me tell you something. If you work with a wing, you probably know the basic idea, or you understand the concept between what's happening with the Pro console. And we're going to talk about that. I want to take it out. I want to show it to you guys. I want to make it commonly. I want people to understand and know it's not a difficult console, and I want people to understand that it's really easy if you can start it, and you can basically do a show on it within minutes, and probably even faster than the wing, to do like a quick setup. Rolf, hey, it's been a while. I had a concert that has a multi-track recording on SD card. Question: can I time align the room mics? Or how can I time align the room mics? Hold on. How to time align the room mics? You would need. Okay, let's talk about it. You have your band, and your room mics are in front of your band. So if you want to time align the mic, the room mic, you would need to delay everything until they reach the room mic. Post fader delay on channel, but actually it's backward. You need to post. You need to post fade all the channel except the room mic. Imagine. Okay, let's imagine this into space. Imagine that we're watching from the top. Or should I go this way, or should I go this way? Let's go this way. Let's say that this is the thing on stage. This is the band. They have all the snare and the amplifier lined up. You have, after that, the singer that is going to be here. And after that, you have your crowd. Your crowd is going to be the console here, and you're going to have your mic. When the signal or the sound is going to leave the stage, it's going to start from the snare, the amp, the snare in the center, your bass drum, your amp. It's going to travel all the way until it reaches the vocal microphone. So you probably want to align that with your drum, because it's going to be part of your drum room. And after that, you have your crowd mics. So if you want to time align your crowd mics, you need to delay everything the distance, or should I do it this way? You need to delay everything the distance that the sound left, let's say for the snare, until it reached the crowd mic. This is how you would need to do it. On a DAW, it's really easy. You take the 2 mic, you just drag them back, but you cannot really do that on the wing if you want to do playback. you would need to do that in a DAW. At that point, I would say it's probably easier for you to just load everything into a DAW and play it back from there. That way you can just easily you can easily time align them. Would you use a bus for that? That's a really good idea. Using a bus for that would make it really easy, where you send everything into a bus, you delay that by, I don't know, 20 milliseconds. I don't know the distance of your situation here, but yes, you can probably do that. With all the delay on the wing, I never remember. Do we have delay on bus? We do not have delay on bus. Can we... Hold on, let me show you guys. We do not have delay on bus, but we can probably delay that on the output. Okay. The way to do it, and the way to not clip, please. Now I'm not clipping. Am I clipping? Hold on. Why am I clipping? Let me give myself... Oh no, I'm clipping. Oh no, I'm clipping. You see how crazy things are here? I'm clipping almost everywhere on my channel, on the input of my bus, but because I have a limiter that is set to 0.05, the final point in the chain is not clipping, so you guys do not hear disgusting digital distortion at all. And I'm gonna just set my fader to 0, and that's it. We're not clipping the main out. Okay. Speaking of main out, using a bus would not be an option on the wing because we do not have delay on the bus. But we have delay on our main out. Let me go back here. If you use 2 main out, 1 for your band and 1 for the crowd mic, you could, and I'm going to do it on 2, you could delay by the amount that you need. Let's say 5 meter. And a matrix. I don't know. I'm Canadian. Should I say Z or Z? I don't know. That would be it. Just send everything into a matrix and just record that. So, yeah. Thank you very much, Ralph, for pointing that out. It's a really good suggestion to do this. You just take everything out, and maybe you can do 4. I would use the 4 main to time align some stuff. Maybe, you have your drum and maybe your guitar amp were a little further, and after that you have your vocal is going to be a little further, and then you got to have your crowd mic, and then I'm into the lens of the camera. But yeah, using main to delay some stuff would make sense, and just sum everything back into a matrix, and that should be it. It should make sense, at least for you to just time align everything. And it's gonna be like, it's not gonna work delay everything, every single channel. That should be working. Now let me go back a little on the chat and see what I've missed here. Tons of dream. Let's go talk. Let's talk about when you solo a channel in regards to the width. If you have 2 source padded, the padded with the center. I wish then you could use solo to reflect this. Hold on. Let me read that again. When you solo a channel in regards to the width, if you have 2 source padded width to the center, I wish when you solo it would reflect this. That's because, and I explained that in my width video. Sorry, a lot of words here. I'm not really good with words. It's the way that the solo is capturing the width, or the way the width is placed in line with the sound on fader. Basically, I believe the width is post fader. That way you're not hearing it when you solo, right? Is that it, guys? Am I saying something stupid? Well, I'll let you guys say that. I would say congratulations to Ivan for his internal Dente card for the wing. Really useful tool. Seriously, it should just come stock with a Dente card. Would make life so easier for a lot of people. Okay, we got the option to use matrices as pre or post bus, like on the HD96. Really good question. Can we get it? That's a really good question. I don't know if it's a hardware limitation or not, but I believe not, because I know the console is limited in amount of in and output. But I believe that will be just a change in the signal chain, not picking up a in or out. So I don't see why it's not doable. I just don't think it doesn't work like that right now, right? Also, option to key compressors and gate from source that are not assigned. Would be great for keying from gate from trigger that are not patched. I don't think we have enough physical line of hardware to do that. And guys, anybody in the chat that could know, and if it's not clear what we're talking about here, if you take a channel, and let me switch that camera. Okay, if you take a channel in here in the compressor, let's say just for fun, compressor. For the key source for that compressor, you only have the channel available. Let's say that you want to do some drum trigger and stuff like that, and use source that are not patched on the channel. You cannot do this right now. You only have for your source in your key of that compressor or gate, you only have the channel. I don't know if you could, if it's possible to have more option here that would not take line if those are not channel source. Or maybe we could, okay, let me ask you this then. You make me think about something. I don't know if it would be doable to have a key menu. Instead of having the channel as a source, we could have a patch menu where we could set up key source. I don't know if it's doable or not. That way, let's say that you don't want to trigger things out of the channel, we could have a patch that would be called, key source, and in there we could patch whatever we want. I don't know if the hardware limitation would allow that, but I know the reason why we don't have delay on bus and other thing, it's because we are physically limited. The processor inside the console are loaded. They need to have input and output to deal with that stuff, but it's, right now it's full. We this time, unlike other console, when they shipped it, they had everything maxed out, or pretty much. The global key source have already been discussed here, but the thing is, I don't know. We talk about the amount. Maybe it's not about the amount. Maybe it's the source. I don't know if I'm thinking correctly here or not, but maybe the total amount that we have available is 40. Because if we go again. Hold on. We go back again here. We probably have the total amount that is available, but if we could have a layer, a patch layer, that will allow us to do this, having a patch in there would give you 40, source, but maybe not, maybe not opening up on more source, maybe just having different input for these source. I don't know if I'm thinking this right. Maybe someone in the chat can tell me the way those things are working. I don't know. Maybe I'm having the logic here wrong. But if it's possible to have a source patch and change, it will be a compromise. You would remove a channel and instead use a source, like, like from another stage box, from drum triggers, from a bus. I would love to do bus triggering on the wing, because something that I really like to do is having crowd mics being triggered by a mix, and I'm using that to duck them. So when you have a band playing in your monitor on stage, when they stop playing, they hear the crowd. As soon as they start play and sing, the crowd mics are dropping out. They are ducking and they are basically shut off. So as soon as the band stop, the crowd mics go back on. The band start to play. It's doing it by itself. It's kind of like doing automation. And because most of the band that I'm doing now don't play with click track, it goes in and out. Apparently, bands like to play with computers or not. Right now, most of the bands are not, so I cannot do some automation, let's say, or something that could be done also is having, your click track doing the same thing, because usually the click start at the beginning of the song, so you do a long attack on that. As soon as the click track is starting, the crowd mic would fade. I could do that with a channel, but if not, what I like to do is having it from a mix. I'm creating a mix, and I don't put everything in that mix. I just put the, let's say, the band, the bass drum, or not the bass drum, because sometimes, you want to have your bass drum going, and you still want to hear the crowd over that, but you want to have all the instrument and maybe not the vocal, because if the singer is addressing the crowd, you don't want the crowd mic to shut down. Maybe you want to leave that open. So I create a mix, but as soon as the band really start to play, it's gonna kill that out. So I don't know if it's possible or not, but it will be a really cool feature to have if you could have a patch, another layer of patch to do this. Patching prior to key source would probably imply another signal routing FPGA. So we probably cannot do that. Also, I'll place on a channel overview page that show you the DCA assignment, and I believe we already have that. We already have that in the sense of tags. Are tags displayed? Hold on. Are tags displayed? No, they're not. Hold on. I'm gonna add some tags to my channel. Oh yeah, they are. They are right there. If you have any tag on the overview, they are right there. Maybe not on this menu, not on this one. Do they show anywhere else? No, but on the overall view, they are here. You don't like tags? I like that. I like that the tags displayed here tells you if you are in the DCA or not. And I believe it's been changed. For those of you who had problem before with having a mute group and a DCA named the same thing, I believe they changed that. They changed a prefix somewhere. Now you can have a DCA and a mute group be named the same thing, and they won't trigger at the same time. GPIO mute source instead of channel mute. option. Okay. Yeah, it can be viewed in the tag. Thank you, Ralph. Yeah, it's been changed a long time ago. Okay. Yeah, a couple firmware ago. All good, Patrick. You don't have to yell. We know it's been changed. It's okay. The GPIO mute. I didn't experiment a lot with that. I don't think it's gonna mute. Yeah, because a lot of people requested, and it's probably you again, but some people requested the option to have a full mute available. But I don't know what's happening with the GPIO and that. Let me take a look. It's been a while since I've played around with GPIO and the option that they have. So we can have a full-on... Okay, GPIO, so the first one would be this one. Do we have a mute? Show control fader starter, no. CC control, CC push. Other... Do we have a mute? Not assigned. Mute, you can mute a channel, but you can mute the channel basically in post-fader mode. You cannot mute a channel in pre-fader. You cannot mute a source. You can only mute a channel, right? So if you use your GPIO, you could do DCA mute, which I believe would be my most use case scenario, where I have all my effects sent in a mute and probably have one or two foot switch and maybe another one for talkback, because you can, with the GPIO, you can have up to 4 foot switch on your console if you really want to. Maybe over MIDI. I need to experiment with that. I recently got myself a really old and cool MIDI pedal from, I believe it's Art. You know, those MIDI X11, something like that. It's basically sending out just program change over MIDI, but I have 5 foot switch and a bank switch, so I could do a lot. But yeah, really something really cool that you can do over MIDI, and you can also do the same thing over GPIO. And there's a lot of cool things that you can do. You can do your insert with the GPIO. Let's go take a look at that, seriously. We can take a look here at the mute. So basically the mute channel, pre-insert, post-insert, mute group. You can trigger your mute group, DCA, all the DCAs, yes, all the DCA. Set on fader action, FX parameter, so you can have a tab delay. Can you have a tab delay? You can have a tab delay on your foot. DAW button, sure. DAW virtual pod channel page, can trigger a page from that. Global page, you can have all the page popping up. So if you have a 31-band EQ that you want to access really quickly, put that on a GPIO with a foot switch, you're good to go. Page overview, some other stuff. So talkback can be triggered on or off with that, so that's an option. You can have your global menu. I would not put that on a foot switch. DAW layer, monitor A, B, monitor dim, fader. Oh, that could be cool to have, you know, a foot switch for your monitor. Monitor mute. You can just go like, it's gone when somebody want to talk to you. You can trigger a GPIO with a GPIO. Really? Can anybody? I'll be the one asking question now. Can anybody tell me really the real use case of a fader start? I do not understand how that works. I do not see the reason to do this. Guys, help me out. Well, I'm reading the chat. reason I want to mute the source is for talkback and mic stuff. The GPIO foot switch, mute channel for FOH. Okay. So you have an input double patch. Okay. Yeah, we spoke about that doing a like kind of radial odd shot. Rob can do that. Thank you, Patrick. I'm gonna ask Rob when I have a chance, because honestly, this is never something that I had to deal with. What about the new DL8? Really good question. I was not expecting that. Okay, you cover all your stuff, man? Okay, we're good. So let's talk about DL8. The DL8, for those of you who don't know, is a small stage box coming that's been released from Midas. And I was sorry. No, don't be sorry. I was expecting a device that will be closer to a stage box. In the sense of, I was expecting a 8x8 1U unit rack mount, not something that is closer to the SD8. I was expecting a really nice rack mount 1U that you can put somewhere, but they did not go that way. I was expecting something closer to the Stage Connect box. I was expecting pretty much the same chassis with connection in the back, line, and maybe preamp in there, but I was expecting them to reuse the same chassis they're using for the Stage Connects, and I did not expect a smaller box like that. But I mean, it's going to be useful. But I mean, why would you? Let me track that back. If you were to do smaller gig with that, you would probably, not really care about the quality of the DL8 and just go for a SD8. Let's say that you want to run some music, you want to run a single mic somewhere. SD8 is going to do the job real fine. You don't need to have to spend the extra money to go with DL8, but some people do. So yeah. The PoE feature is cool, but I would like to trust it. But AS50 popping issue on stage. Okay. My stank lived near me in Ella, goes to the stage. Oh man, really? No way I'm ever gonna do this again. Hear me out. Now that I am the proud owner of a pair of the L231, the amount of broken snake that I have around me, or in the poor show business neighborhood that is Quebec, I don't trust those analog snake anymore. Most of them are broken and people don't fix them. They just send it to another gig, rip the tape off, and try to use it. Oh, it's gonna work this time because the pin 1 maybe is broken and the line that you want to use at this time do not require phantom power. So no, I would not do that. Yeah, SD8 would fit inside the case of the wing. It would fit inside the case of that one for sure. Fader starter. Fader start emulate the starting of tape, vinyl player, or any other cued device when you raise the fader. Lowering the fader, turn off the device. Okay. How do you grab that signal back? I don't understand how that works. I mean, I understand the function fader starter. As soon as you move the fader, it's going to start that up, but I don't understand how you grab that signal back, or what kind of signal will be sent to another device with that. So if you can enlighten me some more, Rob, it will be more than appreciated. Yeah, okay, get your point, Patrick, about the protection. Let's talk about the UB Pro 4. UB 4 Pro? UB 4 Pro. You can use a single line of UB 4 downsampling to... Oh, really? Hold on. Can we... Hold on. Break. UB 4 Pro. I didn't look at that at all, to be honest. I saw that. I was like, not for me. Can you convert from 96 to 48 and send that into a console? Can you grab... I do have the option now if I really want to with my DL251, but I would like to have the option to take, you know, a single AS50 line or maybe two AS50 line and send that to an X32. Freddy got the SD16, pretty cool. Okay. Does some rate conversion for Pro Series and I. Okay, meaning that you need more than one Hub Pro if you're already on regular Pro. Okay, it's to do the DP48 stuff with 96K. Makes sense. Yes, but if you can connect a AS50 line in there, you can probably use that to convert from. You can probably use that to convert to an X32. Example. Robert, the output of the GPIO will drive the relay or similar input. Okay, it can drive some GPIO, some other GPIO on a different device. Okay, got that. Thank you very much. Okay, so it's working with a GPIO, and you need to have the input that can get a trigger action. Because I saw that on DJ Player. Those of you who remember, actually the old CD player, you had input like that. I didn't know they were relayed output or input to get signal from device like that. So really interesting. Really interesting. You can probably do some really cool stuff with that, depending on how the relay is opening up or closing. You can probably okay, so food for thoughts for sure. XL5 generator for patch IO will be, yeah. That would be awesome if you could just, well, actually you can just screen cap your patch, right? If you just go here, you go in the routing menu, you go source or channel, and you can go like, and you have all the little under it, right? Ad is running. Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while. 4 seconds. So you're back, Patrick. Okay. It's been a while, man. I know. Did you have an ad after the first 25 minutes like you used to, or that changed? Because YouTube is currently changing a lot about what they're doing for live streaming. I don't know what the plan is for the platform, but YouTube is currently trying to expand in the sense of they are television. People like me do videos. People like you watch them, or if you're a content creator, sure. Only just one now. So, okay, so they really cut down, because I've always kept the ad to medium. Not to low, not to high. Medium, in the middle. Had 2 ads, okay. So they cut down on ads, because previously they were more frequent than that. But YouTube right now is try to expand. They go for shorts. People consume shorts like there is no tomorrow. I've been in a situation where I saw someone waste about 45 minutes of his time watching his phone like that, headphones on, scrolling ads. I felt it. I felt like that person was totally disconnected from the world we're living in. It felt weird to see that and see every social media pushing you with that. Because by the way, when you open up the YouTube app now on your phone, you directly end up on shorts. You're not end up in your feed like you used to. So you go there, you try to do something, and you just end up doom scrolling for a couple hours. Okay, moving back to another really good question. Has anyone ever measured the output voltage on the Wing versus X32 or other console? I never did it, and even if I own a tester, I don't know what reading I should expect out of that, but really interesting question that I really would like to answer. But it's this, okay, so it's the same as an M32. Okay, good. Could the show control file serve as a documentation of the routing? They are readable file and can be put in a stick. Yes, I don't know how readable that thing is. I believe, and for those of you who don't know, I believe that the show file you have are saved in plain text. There is no coding. You can probably drop them in your computer, right click on them, and open up that with Notepad or whatever text application that you usually read out stuff with. Not Excel, but more like Notepad, or if you are doing some web design, you probably have an application that open up file into text mode, and I believe you would see them, but I don't know how well or are clean that would be. Ralph, yes, if you read JSON structure easily, which is sometimes not that easy. So okay, so it's probably there, but it's probably not easy to read. But probably, I'm gonna say wink, wink. If anybody want to do a reader for the patch, that could be fun. You take a snap file and you can read the patch out of it, and will give you a really well written patch. Could be fun. If anybody want to do that, wink, wink. I don't want to put somebody in trouble by doing this, but yeah, it could be really, really cool. Usually, Robert, your memory serves you really well. You usually know your stuff around that. So it peaks at plus 23 dBu. Good to know. And by memory, do you happen to know what's on a X32, Robert? You're allowed to say no here. We're trying to pick your brain, but feel free to stay within your limits. I don't want your memory to struggle too much. Okay. It's been an hour, guys. Where you want this conversation to end up? Ooh, 16 dBu. Okay, so there's a major difference. Okay. We talk about patching. We talk about other stuff. We talk about my really weird EQ this time, because I don't know why, but I had to re-EQ all my stuff. We talk about the library, some stuff in here. And that's pretty much it. Are we gonna stop the show right there? Because the show has started an hour ago. Are we gonna stop the show right there or not? If you guys have any interesting question, we can move on. If not, I'm gonna call it a day, because I have some other stuff to film for you guys. I'm probably needing another coffee too, because I love New York, and I'm gonna work on Coffee Mug too. By the way, I'm really pushing the YouTube thing as much as I can for the upcoming months. Well, not as much as I can, because that will be full time, and I don't want to be here in that basement full time. But I want to push some more, and I want to push in some other different direction too. So expect content from me for the next month, week, because I'm probably gonna do a lot of content and release it slower. This is how people apparently survive doing YouTube, and my goal here is to survive as a YouTuber. I don't want to rush everything. So, see you next Monday. Thank you very much, Ivan. Always a pleasure to have you around. Quickly about the USB recording. Yes, the FS and HS full speed versus I speed can change and can affect the quality of your recording if you're having some dropout, stuff like that. Yes. I believe in, if anybody can confirm me that, I believe high speed is for USB 2 and full speed would be for USB 3 device. And I think it's just a compatibility. It's just a matter of to fit your device. But correct me if I'm wrong or not. But I believe high speed is for USB 2 and full speed will be for USB 3. And from the top of my mind, the thing I think that cues you is if you go into setup here. Can you read? Let's read what's happening there. In USB FS mode, recording is strictly restricted to 2 channel, 16 bits. Playback is restricted to 2 channel when recording is active. Okay, you can do now 16. You can do like 16-bit recording and read at the same time, but you can also have it. Hold on, wasn't not that's supposed to be blue? I believe here FS was in blue and HS was in orange. Could be wrong, but I believe they put prior to this firmware FS in blue because on computer, if you have a blue port, it should be a USB 3 port. But I'm no expert when it comes to that. Hi, Joel. My live stream mix is on main. When I put my mic up in the house, mix affects the live mix. How can I make it so we have 2 separate mix and not having the house mix change my live mix? Okay. 2 ways to do it. You can either create a bus to do this, like you would do an in-ear mix. You set your live streaming mix, and usually it doesn't change, or it doesn't change much. Or you can keep it on your main and do this. With the introduction of firmware 2.0 on every single channel, you have the option to have it pre or post fader. Right now, my channel 40 is on post fader. Post fader meaning that on my main, because what you're hearing right now is my main 1. This is what I use to stream. Right now it's set pre-fader. If I go back here on that screen and I'm showing you channel 40, which I have right there, main 1 pre-fader. On main 2, 3, and 4, it's pre-fader. Meaning, what I'm doing here do not affect the sound, do not affect the signal, the amount of energy that we send into the bus. So if I change it here, now you're having my voice, you're having my vocal mic that is over there on top of the camera. Pre-fader, meaning that my fader that is here, if I drop it down, it doesn't change anything. if I'm doing it on the interface, the amount of signal being sent from that channel strip here stops right there, and it's been sent to the main pre-fader. It can be post-fader if I want to play with it, basically for a show. But if you were to send that to a stream, you can adjust the level here for every channel, or have it pre or post fader and adjust that here. The other way to do it would be on the console itself. You select your main. Let's say I'm going to select main 2, go send on fader main 2, and all my fader here, my mix is going to be that. It's basically opening up possibilities. Once you understand that, you can do other in-ear mixes with that. You can do your 16 bus plus, let's say, a left, right, and 3 other stereo in-ear, or other stream bus or other application. I mean, you have basically, with firmware 2.0, you have option to have more bus if you ever need it. And you have all these bus happening here on that page, and you can adjust like any other, bus send, like any of these bus send. You can take a channel. Oh, that's a delay. But you can adjust that either send on fader or here on the screen. But you have now 20 full bus that you can do whatever you want with it. So that would be my option if I wanted to do a live stream mix, because the mute button will affect that. Whatever I'm saying right now is not affecting. So if you have some stuff that you want to mute, you would do that. I don't know if a DCA is going to affect that. That's a really interesting question. Let's do, for fun, DCA 1. Now my fader is in DCA 1, and I heard a click in my headphones, so I'm going to guess that if I'm on DCA 1 and I go mute. Okay. Do you guys see that line here? I'm on my channel 40, and even if it's post fader, or if it's pre-fader, because my physical fader here do not do anything to the volume that you guys hear. If I mute the DCA and I physically touch the DCA and mute it, it's gonna mute the channel. Can you see that little line there? It stopped the signal right there. So that will be a good option for you. You can do your mix with DCA. It's not gonna affect your live stream, but if you want to mute, you just mute that, and it's just mute everywhere. So I hope that answered your question. Let's see what else happened in the chat. Okay. My pleasure, Joel. I hope I answered your question. Okay, that's going to be it then. Guys, thank you very much for being here with me this Monday. I'm going to start doing these Monday live stream every single week, like I did for the previous 3 years before I took a little break of a couple months. Now I'm back in full form for that. Stick around for some new video, new stuff, new vlog happening on the channel. I'm going to try to push that. I have a in-ear review, and I'm looking at them right now. I have in-ear review video if you guys are in the market for some cheap in-ear monitors. No, I don't want to say cheap. I'm going to say affordable in-ear monitor. Let's see what KZ sent me, or KZ sent me. We're going to see how you can do that. And by the way, I'm going to have a link for a free pair of in-ear in that video. So if you guys really want to stick around and get a free pair of in-ear, I think all you will have to do is download the Temu app for that. So link will be in the description of that video. On that note, I want you guys to please have a great week. I hope you guys have a great event coming up your way for that week. And I will see you next Monday. Until the next time, or if you go watch my video, I want you to please go take care of yourself. Have a good one, guys. Always a pleasure to have you around. See ya!